As Israelis return to the polls on November 1st for a fifth try in 4 years, the national debate is focusing on turnout, burnout, and voter apathy. No sector of the Israeli population is being watched more closely than its Arab citizens, who share the national frustration over government instability while gripped by a second concern: the belief that Arab participation in the electoral process that mushroomed less than a year ago has yielded little in return.
First of all, the Israeli political system seems to have serious faults in it. There's a severe problem when you go to elections 5 times in 4 years, and probably there will be 6 elections in a year or so from now. The system doesn't work. Coalition politics doesn't work. There is no clear winner that comes out from these elections. And the dependency of the big parties on the very small fragmented parties seem to be too big, and each one member out of the 120 members of the Knesset holds the government hostage.
With only days before Israelis head to the polls for a record 5 times in 4 years, there is little enthusiasm among Arab citizens of Israel, who make up about a fifth of the country's 9 million strong population.
After 5 rounds of election, less than 4 years, it means that Arab citizens really got tired, first of all, of the repeated election without really a lot of achievements.
Latest surveys show that dissatisfaction in the political process may result in a historic low turnout among Arab voters.
The Arab community looks around to find the fight against crime and violence has not progressed. There is racism in the distribution of resources and budgets for Arab and Jewish local councils. The demolition of homes is continuing. The national law has not changed, in which the Arab voter concludes that there is no difference between the right-wing camps and the so-called center.
In 2015, Arab parties joined under one banner called the Joint List, winning 15 seats, a record high since Arab parties started running for the Knesset. The public rewarded this show of unity with a high turnout rate.
The fragmentation of the Joint List and now running in 3 different political parties really affecting the mood of the people, and this is why the low turn is going down. There's a lot of disappointment from Arab political parties.
Abu Ras says internal disputes among those ideologically contrasted political parties and personal egos of political leaders has had a major effect on people's faith in their leadership.
Well, no doubt, we have to blame them. They are part of the failure. Yes, I blame them. 50% of the blame is going to them.
Many within the Arab community had high expectations when, for the first time in Israel history, an Arab party joined the government coalition. But with little benefits in return, many are questioning the validity of such a move. Darawshe has a dark, ominous message for the future of Arab politicians if they fail to have good showing.
I think we are about to witness an earthquake in Arab politics in Israel, where some of the traditional leaders of the Arab community will not find a seat anymore in the leadership position after the 1st of November.
Predictions of low turnout by Arab voters looms large over their expectations. The Arab minority is more divided in this election cycle than ever before, supporting the possibility that the threshold for admission to the parliament may not be met. This gives rise to another fear, that the Knesset without Arab representation will have disastrous consequences.
First of all, we lose on the social economic issues, whether it is budgets for education, budgets for municipal development, budget for employment, the basic needs. If you don't have representation in the parliament, you lose a lot. The second, we also lose our capacity to influence Israeli politics on the regional aspect, specifically speaking on the Palestinian file.
The Arab community looks around to find that the fight against crime and violence has not progressed. There is racism in the distribution of resources and budgets for Arab and Jewish local councils. The demolition of homes is continuing. The national law has not changed, in which the Arab voters concludes that there is no difference between the right-wing camps and the so-called center.
Turnout, regardless high or low, among the Arab voters could play a key role in the election and have major implications for who will form the next government.
Today, there are 10 Arab members in the Knesset, and they're the ones who prevent Netanyahu from forming a government. If this number were reduced from 10 to 4, this means that Netanyahu will form the next government.
The elections are too close to call, and polls in Israel don't predict a clear winner. It's anyone's guess if someone will come out top and be able to form a government, making the possibility of another election in less than a year a reality. Reporting for the Media Line, Mohammed Al Qasim, Nazareth, Israel.